is Mel Craig, and yes, we've been invaded by the hot rods for this year's annual Beach Cruisers Car Show event right here in Huntington Beach. Let's go check it out.
Oh yeah, coming to you today down here at Huntington Beach Cruiser Show in Huntington Beach, California, Surf City, USA. Playing a little bit of tunes from Buddy Holly, That'll Be the Day.
Here we are, Dennis Gallagher, former chair of the HB Chamber. Dennis, we're having an amazing time today. What time did you get here?
I got here at dark 30.
And I was here about an hour earlier, yeah.
It was early. It was like 4:30.
We had our cup of coffee. We made it through. So
yeah,
Dennis,
good morning.
Let's talk a little bit about you, about your car. Why don't you give us a background, let everybody out there in car care world know who you are and what you're all about.
Okay, well, I'm a local funeral director, and I happen to be a car guy. I love cars, and I got this car about 6 years ago, and it took 3 years to finish it. And it was just a shell, and I had the work done here locally. This car looks stock, but it's powered by a 302 Ford that's fuel injected. It has Bluetooth, Sirius satellite radio, navigation, power steering, power brakes, air conditioning, and it'll cruise down the highway at whatever speed you'd like it to cruise at. And it also gets about 20 miles to the gallon, which is really that's kind of neat.
Somebody's just getting started. They're going to, build their own car. Any tips, any tricks, anything you'd like to throw out there for somebody that's thinking about doing something like this that you've done to your car?
They better have a lot of time and a good checkbook and a very understanding wife or husband, whoever,
That's significant other.
Yeah, but it's, it was a passion for me. I would have loved to have purchased one if I could find one exactly the way I wanted it built. But everybody with these Fords put small block Chevys in them, and I think a Chevy goes in a Chevy and a Ford goes in a Ford.
I agree.
And a Hemi can go in anything you want it to go into. So I wanted it built exactly the way I wanted it, and I'm very happy.
It's been a pleasure spending some time with you.
Hey, good to be here. Thank you.
Surf capital of the world, Surf City, USA. Listening to a little bit of Carl Perkins.
Pretty lucky we got a chance to run into Alan Silverman with the 37. Alan, why don't you tell us a little bit about your car?
It's a 1937 Ford Cabriolet. It's got a 502 Chevy engine with a 480 LE transmission. Interior was done by Bill Dunn, who's a local Huntington Beach shop. The car is actually taken care of by Mel from the Detail Pros, and that's why the car is always in pristine, looks pristine and is in amazing shape all the time. If it wasn't for Mel and all the other guys here in Huntington Beach, the car wouldn't be, what it is. So I'm always indebted to them, and it's a beautiful day here in Huntington for the Huntington Beach Car Show, and we're having a great time.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Alan. Again, it's always a pleasure chatting with you.
Thank you.
We're here with the man, the myth, and the legend, Tom Long and his beautiful wife, Valerie. Tom, let's talk a little bit about the show and your car.
Well, this is the 15th year for the Huntington Beach Cruisers in Surf City. Valerie didn't know what she was getting into. We got married 10 years ago, but dragging and screaming, she's embraced it like all the rest of the people out here today. We've got well over 400 cars. We think by the time the final tally comes in, it'll be a record. We've been doing this thing, as I said, 15 years in Surf City, but I've been involved in a Woody event down in San Diego County for 25, 30 years.
Fantastic. This is the hot rod capital of the country, Huntington Beach, and Tom, you're doing an amazing job carrying that flag and making it happen, and we're just really proud of all the things that you're doing. Hope the city gets behind you in a bigger way next year, too.
Thanks, Mel, and we appreciate the city and you as well, and we really appreciate the people that bring these cars here. If they didn't show up, we wouldn't have this car show in Surf City.
Thanks, Tom. It's been amazing.
The tunes down here all day long. We'll be down here till about 4 o'clock.
Here we are, ended up back in Dennis's Woody. We want to thank you for taking a cruise with us through this year's 2015 Beach Cruisers Car Show. I'm Mel Craig for Surf City Highlights.